What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another 5-minute Bible study with Vine Media. We are going through the last few Sundays the I am statements of Jesus. And today we are in probably my favorite one because of the implications that it has. I just love the context of this statement. I love what it means for the context and what it also means for us. And so today we are in John 11, and you've heard this I am statement if you've spent any time in church circles. It is, I am the resurrection and the life. And here's what it says, John 11:25. Jesus said to her, and this is him talking to Martha, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me, even if he dies, will live. Everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? Now, with all these statements, as we've said in the previous weeks, they hold up just on their own. Like, I can just speak on those few words and the impact it has. But the context of the story gives us so much more. And so the context of this story is, if you go into the beginning of chapter 11, you see Lazarus's death. Now, Lazarus and his family, his sisters, Mary and Martha, they are close to Jesus. They were followers of Jesus, and they built and developed a deep relationship with each other. And so Jesus is doing his ministry in other cities and other towns, and they send word to Jesus, man, Lazarus is sick. He's on his last legs. And the expectation, because they're so close, is that Jesus would come, heal him, and they know what Jesus can do. And that's what they were expecting. And so, but Jesus doesn't show up the way they were expecting. He actually comes 4 days too late, according to the story, according to them, according to what's going on, because Lazarus dies. And he comes 4 days later. He's in the tomb for 4 days, Lazarus. And so imagine that your brother, your Mary and Martha's brother, like, death is something that's really hard to swallow. And so you're dealing with this, you're dealing with the confusion as to why Jesus wouldn't make the family, Jesus wouldn't make Lazarus a priority. What's going on here? And so Martha comes out to meet Jesus. And in verse 21, she comes to him and says, Lord, if you had been here, right, my brother wouldn't have died. Yet even now I know that whatever you ask from God, God will give you. I love that first part of that statement because it shows who she is, and it gives us a glimpse even to who we are, right? Jesus, I know what you could have done, but you didn't do it. Like, I'm not even doubting you and your power, Jesus, but you didn't do what I wanted. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a sentiment that I think all of us have had at some point in our life. Jesus, I thought you could do this. I believed you could do this. What's going on in my life? I have faith in you. What's the deal, right? You didn't do it. And then Jesus says, your brother will rise again. And Jesus and Martha's response is, yeah, I know, Jesus. You know, we look for the end times. We are looking at the resurrection of the last days. I understand that, but I'm hurting right now. We lost my brother in this time now, here, tangibly. And this is where Jesus separates him from just being another teacher or another rabbi. Jesus is asserting himself into something that's much bigger than just another teacher, than just another leader, than just another rabbi. What he says, he inserts himself not as a teaching moment for the end times, not as a teaching moment on how to deal with grief and sorrow at this point. He responds to her, I am. So Mary says, Jesus, I know he's going to rise again because the last days and the resurrection. And Jesus says, I am the resurrection and the life. There's something beautiful that Jesus does here, where he brings a future hope into present reality. And that's what I love about this I am statement, that Jesus can bring a future hope to present reality, that we follow Jesus not just for what will happen, we follow Jesus not just for what has happened, but we follow Jesus for what he can do in our present and current situation. It may not always look like we want it. It may not always be what we desire, but Jesus can and does do and show up in our present reality. So wherever you are, whether you're struggling, whether you're doubting, whether you're in a tough season, financially, relationally, whatever season you find yourself, trust that Jesus can bring life into your life, can bring resurrection to something that seems dead and impossible, because Jesus is the resurrection and the life. Be blessed. We'll see you next time.